Our next roulette demonstrates that sometimes the wildest dream is actually the funniest. Please welcome Ilene Haddad.
Excuse me, I spilled on myself right before this, so hopefully you can't see. So this is a piece, an excerpt from an essay from a graphic memoir I'm writing and drawing. It's called The Seduction Production. We hadn't yet hit the 7-year itch, but my black lace bra had long been replaced by a sturdy padded number. So when we got a gift certificate to stay at a fancy hotel for our wedding anniversary, the gears began turning. After 5 years of wedded hit-and-miss bliss, I figured my husband Bill might appreciate a little spice in his life, and that's when I hatched my plan to rekindle the flame. There would be a wig, of course. Everyone knows any good fantasy includes a wig. Which explains how I found myself wandering around a perfumed boutique that caters to strippers and daring graphic designers bent on seduction. There were sky-high platform shoes, satin teddies, and fascinating supplies that looked unpleasant to downright dangerous. The wig department was in the back, and it was impressive. Cascading locks of red, brunette, and silvery blonde melded together to form what amounted to a waterfall of horses' tails. I settled on a platinum blonde coiffure, resembling my childhood dog Max, and went home to strategize the upcoming weekend of erotic pleasure. It was decided I would check into the hotel room on a Saturday afternoon. Later that evening, Bill and I would independently show up at the nightclub connected to the hotel and seduce each other. Easy enough. After discussing the ground rules, no making out with strangers, I spent the rest of the day packing as if I were going to a hooker convention. I wasn't exactly sure what to expect from a midlife crisis, but I was about to find out. I arrived at the hotel around 4 p.m. and sauntered up to the front desk, where I tripped over my bag and bumped a stack of postcards onto the floor. The polite young desk clerk pretended not to notice me crawling around on the carpet. Once I received my key, I headed to the elevators and up to my room. I felt a thrill as I entered the dark suite, turning on the lights which revealed 2 double beds. I dumped my pink duffel bag on the floor and called the front desk to request a room with a king-size bed, but there weren't any available. Undeterred, I made the best of it. This way we could have a sex bed and a sleeping bed. My vision of the night to come was a chick flick's worth of cliches. I imagined myself gliding up to Bill at the bar while he gazed deeply into my eyes. He'd order me a drink without breaking our eye lock, then ask where I was from. We danced to a slow song while he kissed my neck and whispered something naughty in my ear. Then we'd hurry out of the bar and make out in the glass elevator on the way up to the room. And that's almost exactly how it worked out. Only imagine Lucille Ball playing my role. It took almost an hour and 300 bobby pins to tame my hair into a maze of precious little pin curls that would allow me to wriggle my humongous head into a wig cap the size of a condom's reservoir tip. When I finally got the wig on, I tried styling it in such a way that I wouldn't resemble a cocker spaniel, but it was quickly revealed I had no business fooling around in the cosmetology realm. After removing an eye full of painful synthetic hairs, I attempted to apply makeup while tears streamed down my face. I came out looking like a slutty Ozzy Osbourne after a rough night. Next, I put on a demure white lace blouse and simple pencil skirt, not wanting to distract from the fluffy pup perched atop my head. After checking the mirror once more and replacing the nightstand's Bible with various novelty items, it was go time. My heart raced as I entered the nearly empty nightclub and sauntered up to the bar, ordered a vodka tonic, and surveilled the room. The place felt old and worn out, kind of like I did. The bar sat at the center of the room beside a beat-up dance floor, which was surrounded by small tables. Tiny fake tea candles, which I suppose were meant to class up the joint, topped the tables and created just enough light to reveal pitiful vases of fake flowers beside them. I was one of 3 people in the club, including the bartender. After about 10 minutes, a very fit bleached blonde woman crossed the room and introduced herself as Dee Dee, then revealed that her club name was Montana, or maybe Wyoming, one of those western states. I never knew this custom of club etiquette, so I decided my name would be Eileen, but with an A instead of an I. She asked if I was alone, and I gratefully accepted the invitation to join her while she waited on her friends. A few people began meandering into the hazy room, squinting to find the bar as quickly as possible. I was glad to have someone to talk to, even if that someone named herself after a state known mostly for elk and survivalists. She asked if I was waiting for friends, since apparently my eyes kept darting to the door, desperately seeking my husband. He finally arrived about half an hour later, and I would soon discover he was already mightily drunk. Not seeing me right away, he wandered over to the bar and ordered a drink. I downed mine and then headed to the bar for a refill. I ordered a vodka tonic, eased over to the handsome stranger. We chatted about nothing for a minute or two before I invited him to my table, where he became ill at ease. I later found out he thought Montana was a prostitute whom I had hired for the evening. He was petrified. It served him right for going to Hooters on date night. Soon Bill asked me to dance, wanting to get this whole charade over with, I assumed. We were like oversized teenagers, awkward, anxious, and moderately sweaty. I excused myself, saying I had an early flight to catch, so he offered to walk me out. On our way to the door, Miss Montana ran over to give me a hug and offer up blessings, reminding me of the paraphernalia I'd left by the Bible upstairs. My new man and I were so relieved to be free from our table mate that we literally ran to the elevators. We tried making out on our way up, but we couldn't stop laughing. My plan was failing perfectly. We made it to the room, and about 4 steamy minutes later, maybe 5, Bill slunk back down to the bar to retrieve the credit card he'd accidentally left. When he returned, he found the same old brunette from the day before lying on the sleeping bed. Lingerie was scattered about, and I donned a stunning nightshirt and fuzzy socks. Our affair ended at 1 a.m. with Law & Order reruns and a $17 turkey sandwich. Lace bras, it turned out, are highly overrated.